Morning, members. Good morning, members.
Morning, Chair.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Chairperson.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Honorable Kumalo. We have disasters in Eastern Cape. The rain has also damaged our electricity. So we woke up today with no electricity. So my network is very poor. There are some parts of Eastern Cape that does not have electricity now because of this heavy rains. The time now, honorable members, it's past. I see. Morning, Honorable Managa. Honorable Peach. Good morning.
Good morning, Chair. I'm very, very sorry to hear about the bad weather. I hope
It's
things
very bad.
Improve.
Yes.
Yes, I am available. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Chair.
Okay. How are you, Mama Kumalo?
I'm very good, Chairperson. How are you?
I'm fine. It's just this distraction. There's floods all over. Yeah. Otherwise, we are going to soldier on. Honorable Managa, good morning.
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson and the rest of the team.
Okay.
Is my camera visible?
Yeah, I can see, but it's blur.
Okay,
You can.
it looks like I'm having this discolored skin.
No, you can just switch it off, but I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Okay then. Okay, ma'am. Honorable Temba, good morning. Morning, Honorable Temba. I can't hear you. Can you adjust your volume? I can see that your mic is on, but I can't hear you. Is it the only me who you can't hear, Honorable Temba?
We can't hear him, Chair.
Okay. I see that Honorable. Oh, Makasi. How are you?
Morning, Chair. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine. I don't see Honorable Nalumango and Honorable De Block. However, the time now is 9:33, honorable members. And can I check, Nhlanhla or Darren, with you whether we can start? Do we have a quorum to start with the meeting? I don't see Honorable Kize as well. Do we have a quorum, Honorable Nhlanhla? Sorry.
Morning, Chair. From my count, I think we need only one more member.
We need only one more member. Darren, can you remind members to join the meeting?
I will do so, morning, Chair. Yeah, I'll do it now.
Okay. Mr. Maputi, can you switch off your mic? And Honorable Temba, can you switch off your mic? Your mics are on. Members, we just wait for one member to log in, then we will start officially with our meeting.
Unalumango ube nomoya ophezulu kangaka kanti akajoyini.
So out of order. Yeah, she has not yet joined. Maybe she is still traveling. I don't know. Maureen, can you switch off your mic, please?
Okay.
I see Honorable Ronaldo has
Now,
logged in with iPhone 15.
yeah.
Maureen, can you switch off your mic?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm trying to. I'm going to now.
Good morning, Honorable Nalumango.
Let me just see here. Oh, good morning, Chair. Good morning, Chair. I took my iPad to and my MacBook. I took it to the IT. So, and that's why I'm
You're
using
using
my
your phone.
Yes.
Okay, can you rename just Ronaldo Nalumango? Please, can you rename your gadget?
Okay, let me just check. How do I rename?
Okay, no, it's fine. You can switch off your mic. We will continue with the meeting whilst you are busy renaming it. But if you can't, it's fine. Good morning, honorable members. And let me take this opportunity and welcome all of you in the meeting, and also welcome the support staff of the portfolio committee. And can you flight the agenda, today's agenda? Okay. There is the agenda. Our meeting is scheduled to start now. I think it's the error with time there. It's supposed to start at 9:30, not 9:03, and ends at 12:30. Opening remarks. I've already welcomed everyone in the meeting. Apologies, followed by adoption of the agenda, then minutes and adoption of the minutes, consideration and adoption of the committee BRRR, deliberations, and then closing and adjournment. I have not received any apologies, honorable members. There's no apology from my side. Can I check whether there's any apologies from your side, honorable members? Okay. I will note that. I see that there's no hands. Hopefully Honorable Block will join us because I did not receive any apology from his side.
I'm with you, Jay. I'm with you.
Oh, you're here. Okay, okay. I don't know what is wrong with. Oh, yeah, I can see now. No, you're welcome, Honorable Block. Can we then move for the adoption of the agenda, honorable members? I'm going to note hands. I see Honorable Ronaldo. Honorable Ronaldo.
Good morning, Chair, and thank you, Chair, and greetings to everyone on the Zoom platform this morning. I would like to move for the adoption of the agenda.
Okay. I see the hand of Honorable Beach.
Chair, and good morning to everyone else as well. Chair, I second the adoption of the agenda.
Thank you, Honorable Beach. Honorable Kumalo, can you switch off your mic? It's on. I'm afraid that, yeah. Okay. Honorable Ronaldo, it's your legacy hand. Can you?
Oh, apologies, Chair, it's a legacy hand.
Okay. Can you lower your hand, please? Okay, thank you, honorable members. Nhlanhla, we are now going to adoption of the minutes. Can you flight the minutes and go through the minutes so that we can adopt the minutes?
Chair.
Yes.
Yeah, apologies there. I don't know what is the arrangement around the secretary, in particular the distribution of the minutes, because those were done last week. So I think that item on the adoption of the minutes might need to stand over while I try to get some clarity on that one. But the draft report or the PRRR report, that one was shared. So I think maybe there was a little bit of a lapse there in terms of communication, particularly the makeshift stand-ins that we currently have.
Okay, noted, Nhlanhla. Yes, we did not receive minutes. We only received the report, the PRRR report. Okay, I think, honorable members, we can move that one. Can I get your feel? Because we did not receive any minutes. Can we just shift that one and move? Honorable Nalumang?
Chair, I do agree with the shifting of the minutes, to a later stage. Where we are able to receive the minutes in report form, we'll be able to go through it, peruse it, and then, see if the minutes is correctly reflecting the outcomes of the meeting. So I agree with the standover. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Nalumango. I take that members, they all agree.
Agree, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Kumalo. Can we then move for consideration and adoption of the committee budget review and recommendation report? Nhlanhla? Just one, I want to raise before we start, Nhlanhla, that we received all of us this report yesterday, and I would like to plead with you, staff members, that at least we must receive a report early. We need not to receive a report a day before the meeting. Remember, we had agreed that we must receive the reports either Friday or Saturday or during the weekend, so that we can allow members to go through it thoroughly. We know Mondays are busy, members are busy with constituency work, so with receiving the report day before the meeting and midday before the meeting, I don't think it is assisting the members. But we need to note that it should not happen again. Nhlanhla and the other support staff. Can we just go to the report now?
Chair, my hand is up.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I did not see. Honorable Marcus.
Thank you, Chair. Greetings to everyone in the meeting. I think in support of your statement that you just alluded to now, I also want to add to what you said, and Honorable Nalumango. As much as we understand that Kileka is still on sick leave, can we ensure that we do get the minutes in the next meeting, so that we do not have a lot of minutes that are perpetually adding or piling up on top of each other, so that we can adopt minutes of a previous meeting in a meeting that we're sitting in, so that we can not have a pile of administrative glitches and standovers. So whoever that has been then seconded or put in place of Kileka must please not fail the portfolio committee. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Marcus. Thank you very much for that. I see also the hand of Honorable Manaka.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I wanted to get clarity, because in the last meeting we had, I don't know whether it was coordinator of the committee or another researcher. I wanted to find out the role of that person, because I don't know whether it's in the meeting or it's not in the meeting, because the introduction was not made so that we can be aware of what was happening. Because I've seen Nhlanhla in that meeting, he was acting as a content advisor, as a researcher, and as a secretary. And there's no one who can just operate in that manner, because for as much as we can blame anyone for the minutes that were sent last night, there is a problem of shortage of manpower there. We don't have enough staff member, Honorable Chair, to support us in the committee. So I don't know how can we address this problem, but my suggestion is to you, Chairperson, we need to make sure that for as much as Utileka is not available, there should be somebody who is knowledgeable enough to can be able to take care of all the tasks that Tileka should take care of, not to burden one person to do all the three tasks. Because at the end of the day, that person, we are expecting him to excel, but he will fail.
Thank you, Honorable Manaka. Members, from my understanding, we were seconded Nganyiso to act as the secretary of the committee while Chileka is still on sick leave. I have not received any update whether the person will not be attending the meeting at all. I see now that Nganyiso is not in the meeting. I am going to make a follow-up with Mamukiba, that on what happened when we all agreed that there will be someone, the committee will operate smooth. So I was not given any update, but I know that Nganyiso is also serving in other portfolio committees. So I think there might also be a clash of our portfolio committee meetings, but I'm going to make a follow-up with regards to that, honorable members, and I humbly apologize because I was not informed that there will not be anyone who will be acting as a secretary today. However, which means that Unhlanhla and Darren, they will have to execute that responsibility in today's meeting. I'm going to make a follow-up as soon as we finish with today's meeting on what is happening and where is the person that was seconded to act on behalf of Utilek. My apologies for that. Nhlanhla, can you then present the BRRR report?
All right, Chair. Maybe going to the one on Nganyiso, it's also the way it was communicated. I did not get the impression that he was going to stand in throughout. It was more like for that day because his committee also is assigned Tuesday as its meeting day, which happens to clash with our meeting. But yeah, in terms of the other issues, I think those ones will be rightfully directed to managers around the lack of staff to support the committee to function properly, because it's not really working in the current arrangement. Leaving things that are beyond my pay grade, coming back to the Chair.
Yes, Nhlanhla.
Yeah, I think I will be guided by the meeting whether we want to go page by page, or we just provide maybe a summary of what is contained, because I do understand that members received the report rather later than what was or was agreed on last time. But yeah, I think it's juggling a lot of responsibilities is now having a direct impact on what is actually directly my responsibility. So yeah, maybe I will be guided by you, Chair, if maybe members have an input on the first page, and then we move maybe like that.
Members, Honorable Nalumango, I see your hand.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chair. I do have an input under the introduction. I think that is point 1, under point 1.1. Mine is not dealing with the with the content of the report, as I was absent during the discussions last week, but mine is more technical in terms of what one would like to see in terms of the report under the introduction. May I proceed, Chair?
Honorable Nalumang?
Yes, Chair.
So you said you have an input in this one,
Correct,
introduction,
Chair.
mandate of committee.
Correct, Chair.
Okay. Now it's fine. Then you may proceed.
Okay, Chair. I would just like to propose the following restructuring of the report to include the following areas. To include the legislative mandate of the department under this section. As we can put it as a separate section in this area under 1.1.2, or we can make it 1.2. Let me see, is there 1.2? Yeah, we can make it 1.2, make it a separate section, but we need to include the legislative mandate of the department. And then if we could include the method of the report in this area, where we will be able to review the work of the department and its entities in the current financial year, if we could perhaps receive that in a point format. And if we could outline the content of the report. I have not
Chair, apologies.
Yes.
Maybe
Okay.
can you please slow down a little bit? Or
I'm
I'm trying
going
to
too fast.
take notes as well on the side.
Okay. All right. Let me go slower. I said under 1.1.
Yes.
Yeah, if we could include the legislative mandate of the department as a separate section under this area. So if we have to add a 1.2 there, but we need to have the legislative mandate of the department. And then if we could also include the method of the report under this section here, by reviewing the work of the department and its entities in the current financial year. And then if we could even put it in a point format. And if you could outline, the content of the report is also missing. I've tried to peruse through the report. I've not come across it. So if we could also have the content of the report outlined. And then if we could have the key relevant policy focus areas of the department. It's not really adequately attended to in the report. And then if we could also include the previous summary of key financial and performance recommendations of our predecessors of the previous committee, just for purposes of continuity.
Are you done, Honorable Nalamango?
I wanted to go to point 4 and point 5, Chair.
Can we just check with Nhlanhla whether he managed to
capture everything?
Capture this, because what the point one that you have raised, Honorable Nalubang, I am not sure whether it's not saying the same thing with what was said here. The last sentence. The core mandate of the committee is to consider legislation referred to it. I think what you have raised, it says the same thing with the point 1 under 1.1.
Yeah, it gives
because we are saying about to consider legislative mandate, which it's
of the department, of the department, not of the committee, of the department. It gives us our core mandate as the committee, as the portfolio committee, but it does not outline the core mandate of the Department of Environment, Fisheries and Forestries.
Okay, and have you captured that?
Yes, Chair. So what I don't know whether you want me to provide some kind of background on the purpose of the report and what it entails and all that.
Honorable Naramango, can you switch off your mic, please? Please. because now it's
Okay.
disturbing me.
Yeah,
Honorable
just that I
Block,
was not sure
can you
whether
also switch
she
off your
was.
mic? Honorable Block, can you also switch off your mic? Sorry, Nhlanhla. Okay. Nhlanhla, can you speak?
Okay. I'm just not sure whether she was done making a point, so that maybe if I respond at least she's done, because it sounded like she was maybe interrupted there. That maybe Honorable Mango can confirm that.
Yes, with 1.1, I think Honorable Nalmango, you were done with 1.1, so you wanted to move to other points. Hence, I'm saying we need to pause there and allow you, Nhlanhla, to take us through with regards to 1.1.
Okay. So let's start maybe from the purpose of the report. The purpose of the report emanates from the budget allocation that the department and its entities were allocated in line with their plans for the financial year 2023-2024. So given that the performance of the department during that time had to be overseen by the committee, it then creates also a limit to the areas of priority that should be reported on, which is around the allocation of resources, the effectiveness, the efficiencies, governance, and all that. So since this is the committee report on its oversight work, the primary focus is on the committee activities during the financial year that culminated into the annual report and the recommendations that are tabled. So as the name of the report says, it's budget review and recommendations. It's to review the work in line with the budget that was allocated during that year and the observations that the committee made and recommendations that will eventually be considered or by Parliament to be sent to the executive. This part will result in the Treasury considering the input coming from Parliament to review its allocation of budget for the following financial year. I understand the timing is generally a little bit off, but that is to review that if the department was allocated this much, were they efficient and effective in delivering on their planned targets? And if that was not the case, then the committee can make a recommendation based on that. So on the part relating to the legislative mandate, that can be added, but it was just hinted at a high level on this part that deals with the department. So I think the level of the detail vary. The department has many pieces of legislation, so I'm not really sure which approach will work better other than just this high level part to reflect on the mandate that guided the department. If we go to, because for example, there will be those legislation that deals with the department, then there will be the legislation that deals with the entities. What I've done a little bit on the entities is just to highlight briefly. So I'm not sure whether Honorable Nalmango suggests we consider the same approach here, because just that with the entities, it's generally one piece of legislation that establishes them or that governs their operation. While for the department, it's quite a long list. I think there are more than 20. So if we were to do them like this, we'll have quite a report that is slightly longer, but that can be the decision of the committee. So the other aspects that include the method of the report, that one is briefly highlighted on under this section. how the committee went about doing its business to get to the point where this report is generated. It's summarized based also on the mandate, and here it shows where the information comes from, how it's extracted from different other sources of information to inform the discussions that the committee eventually reached to. And then there is the part of the outline. On the outline can be added unless you referring to, because it can be two. One, more of the high-level outline, unless you are referring to a table of content to outline the areas that are covered by the report. Maybe on that one, I will be guided by the clarity on the parts of the report. The same applies with the policies that were key for the department. They have not gone into those details on those policies, but they can be added there, Chair. The part that deals with the previous committee's recommendations, those ones, if maybe there were recommendations that dealt with issues being rolled over to the next committee, those ones will generally fit under the legacy report, which was then considered, since this is more like a new administration, although having a legacy annual report to consider, this gets limited by the funds that are being considered, because it's the funds performance and the financial management side, roughly. If we consider those two, then AG adds the part of more on the governance side. So that is why it becomes a little bit tricky, because in relation to the allocation of resources, the committee is entitled to import some of the recommendations from the previous BRRR or previous committee, but they should form part of the discussions that the committee had. Chair, back to you.
Thank you, Nhlanhla. I see the hand of Honorable Nalumango. Honorable members, do you want to raise some issues with regards to this point? Honorable Nalumango, I see your hand.
Yes, Chair. Chair, I think on the legislature input, I think one can draft something and then just submit to Nhlanhla, if that is okay with you, Chair.
Come again, Honorable Nalumango. I was just disturbed. I'm sorry. Can you?
Okay, Chair. I think on the legislative input, because he said, there's a lot of legislation, and I think that we can narrow it down for Nhlanhla, but then we will submit it to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then. I see the hand of Honorable Manaka.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I wanted to suggest that maybe for the purpose of the discussion of this document that is in front of us, maybe we consider what is in the document, and maybe for the next BRR reports, maybe Nhlanhla can consider adding what the honorable member, the honorable whip, is suggesting. That's my take.
Honorable Manaka, this is a draft report. Ne?
Yes.
So it is open for members to make inputs.
Yes.
Then we consider it and adopt it. So this is a draft that is tabled in front of us. It's not a final report. So if members feel that there are some missing inputs, or they want to add some inputs, they are allowed to do that. And I'm noting your proposal, though, I will hear from the members on your proposal, whether we should go for your proposal and consider the one that is in front of us. I see also again.
My hand was, can I still come in, Chair, with your permission?
Yes, okay. Okay. Then.
Okay. Oh, I thought I heard Honorable Whip saying that she will draft and then submit to Nhlanhla. I thought maybe it's for she means after this meeting. If she's gonna do it now, I don't have a problem with it because it will be read to all of us. It will be read to all of us.
Okay.
Yes.
No, it's fine. I think let's proceed with this report, and then we allow members if there's any additions or inputs that they want. We'll take it as it is for now, as members are making their inputs. Then we will, yeah. I think let's continue with how we are doing, Honorable Nalumang and Honorable Manaka and other members, because I see that other members are not raising any hands. Yes, Honorable Marcus.
Thank you, Chair. I think with how we were proceeding at the beginning before Nhlanhla had gotten to detail in explaining and outlining how the issues that were raised by Honorable Nalumango in relation to the legislation of the department mandate. I think I agree with you that we should proceed and looking at the report page by page, so that we allow ourselves as the members of the PC to then do the additions as we go, if there are any, so that we can then find each other in terms of whether we adopt the report as is or we do have these additions that we need to make. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Marcus. Nhlanhla, can we proceed?
Okay, Chair. And then the next part is on the purpose of the BRRR. Here it just provides the legislative provisions for the oversight work of Parliament, and the role that Parliament has in assisting in the formulation or allocation of budget. So since this is generally done from the committees upward, that's why it becomes critical also in influencing the Money Bills Act. So in this section, Chair, I don't know if members have an input and the purpose of the report.
I don't see any hands, Nhlanhla. You may proceed.
All right. So then on page 3 starts looking at the AG's report that was presented to the committee. And so this is more like just the summary of it, basically focusing on the department and its entities, except for the SAFCOL that had yet to table the report. So on this page 3, I don't know if there's any input that members would like to make.
Proceed, Nhlanhla. I don't see any. Oh, there's one hand, Honorable Manaka.
Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. I don't know whether he has skipped that on the issue of SAFCOL not submitting, or on the issue of SAFCOL not being present in the meeting that we had. The reason was that they submitted their financial statements late. You will correct me, Chairperson and other members, if I'm right or not right. It was indicated that they didn't get their statements on time. I can see the reason indicated that it's because they handed over them. The department received the SAFCOL as an entity or a company under them in August. The other reason was that they received their statements late.
Yeah. I think that.
Chair.
Yes.
I think in the meeting, in addition to what Honorable Manaka was saying, I think my note, I'm looking at it, is that they did not submit their report as they are still a new entity within the department, and that their report must still be tabled in Parliament, and then it will come and serve into the portfolio probably next year. So I think that part of the time frame, which must be clear there, that it was not part of the report that was tabled, we must expect it next year, so that it doesn't seem like we're going to receive it anytime soon or in our next meeting. So I just wanted to give that clarity, that maybe it then sounds as if they were late to submit it. And I'm not sure whether I also captured the reasoning in the meeting correctly, that their matter is with Parliament. So maybe Ntantla can also assist in that, so that we have a correct version in the report. Thank you, Chair.
Chair?
Okay. Yes, Ntantla?
Yes, honorable members are correct. When we were doing the quarterly reports, the reason that was given there, it was partly to blame the AG for the delay in finalization of the audit, that they say it had a knock-on effect on their time years tabling to Parliament. But when we were dealing with the annual report, the story changed a little bit. It was that they were awaiting an official sign-off by I think the subsidiaries, which is based in the other countries. So the board members had not yet signed off, particularly from the operations in the other countries, which I assume is Mozambique. So in this, when we're dealing with the annual report, yeah, it then appeared as if it's their processes that are delaying it, because when we're dealing with the quarterly report, they said by the 15th of was it September? Yeah, I think it was around the 15th of September where they said it's likely to be tabled at that time. But then when we're dealing with the annual report, then it then changed. The deputy minister had requested that we create space for them that is likely to be tabled before the end of this month. So the tabling is slightly different because it's a bit of a process. It must get to the office of the speaker, and then when it's considered there, it follows the normal processes before it ultimately reaches the committee. So since we did not get an official thing that it has been tabled in Parliament, it becomes also difficult to consider them or to even invite them to brief the committee until those governance issues are sorted. So yeah, that is the how they explained it, but they are not part of this report as instead, because there's also a deadline affecting this. Chair?
I think yes, Ntantla, yes, yes, I agree with you 100% on the issues that you have raised. But what we can do as the portfolio committee is to make a follow-up with the department on how far is the process of subcall, and when can we, no, it's not a matter of when can we invite them, but we just check how far is the process of subcall, because we want, as the portfolio committee, to invite them. I think that one we can do it. Write a letter to the department and check with them the processes. I don't think it's a train smash. We can make a follow-up in writing.
All right. Honorable Peach's hand is up, Chair.
Oh, okay. Honorable Peach?
Yeah, Chair, I think I'm covered. I agree with you, Chair. I do believe it's very important that we don't neglect the SAFCOL issue. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I understand that we're in a transition at the moment. But I still feel uncomfortable that SAFCOL has not met the legislated requirements regarding the statements required. Chair, even if SAFCOL still goes and presents to their original kind of overseeing department, that must be done. But Chair, I'm always worried, that at the later stage, we will be held accountable. If there was a deficiency from SAFCOL's perspective in not providing those statements. So Chair, I'm happy to say let us write to get clarity on this matter, and for them to give an indication on a time frame when those statements will be presented to Parliament. I think that's very important in regards to our fiduciary responsibility as a committee, so that Parliament cannot come back to us and say, but you should have pushed the entity in this regard. So Chair, I'm quite happy with your suggestion. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Pitch. Honorable Makasi, see your hand.
Chair, with what you have summarized into the meeting and what Honorable Pitch has added on, I think on that page which speaks about SAFCOL, we need then to reflect in a summarized version, even if we add a line that we are going to monitor the process and ensure that they present to the PC as soon as possible. Because in the manner it is written there, it just says that they were not there to present, and that's the end of it. So we must then make it reflect in our report that we are going to do that monitoring. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Makasi. Tandla, you have noted that name. We need to change the wording there.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we need to change it. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, yeah.
Sure. Can we then move, members? Tandla?
Chair, let me see, where were we? We're starting on the department.
Yes, yeah, 3.1.
On 3.1.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, the department, yeah.
All right. Summary. Just one minute, Chair. Chair.
Yes, Tandla.
Yeah. The one on 3.1, it's the, let me see. Yeah, we were on page 3. So on page 3, is there any maybe input that members would like to make, which partly deals with the part under the department, before we move to page 4?
Members? I do not see any hand. Because on page 3, we have dealt with the issue of SAFCON, then 3.1, it's the department. Yeah, I don't see any hand.
Okay.
Let's move.
So on page 4, then it starts dealing with the entities. But this is still all under the audit outcomes. So we have Ismangaliso, Sunby, and a little bit of Sun Parks. So on page 4, Chair.
Members, do you have any additions or inputs that you would like to make? With entities before we move? I do not see any hand, Nhlanhla, you can move.
All right. And then the next part deals with the performance of the department as well as its programs, starting from page 6. So this is just high-level focus areas of the department and this role.
Okay. Members, do you have any additions? Or are we?
Cover. Cover.
Honorable Manaka?
Yes, thank you,
I
Honorable
see your
Chair.
hand.
Yes, Honorable Chair, I just want to ask, when we were in the portfolio committee, there were some questions that we raised as the portfolio committee. So I see there are some recommendations that are written there as part of what we discussed as the committee. I want to understand whether those questions should be included or no in the report, or the way it was structured. I think it's the way it should be. We did raise some questions, but because it's not a minute, I don't know. You will guide me, Chair.
Nhlanhla?
Chair, the part that I'm not sure of whether it's under this part where we are now on page 6 and 7, or Honorable Manaka is already at the end of the report and was recommendation.
Oh yes, I'm already inside the report. Bear with me.
Oh, okay.
Bear with me, my Honorable Chair and my content advisor.
Okay, no, so you are okay.
Thank
No,
you.
it's
Okay.
fine, Honorable Nalma. We are far. You have moved past our our slides. You are already at the end. Ne? Honorable Manaka, that's what you are saying.
No, I think we can move forward, Honorable Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable Ronald. Oh, you did not raise your hand? Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Honorable Nalumang.
Thank you, Chair. Just a suggestion, Chair, that, under point 4, where we're dealing with the entities, if we could, reflect the revenue and expenditure per program for 23-24 financial year. I see that it is outlined at the bottom, but if you could just have a table that reflects that revenue and expenditure of the entities. Thank you, Chair.
Nhlanhla, did you capture that?
All right. Yes, Chair, the tables of revenue and expenditure
Okay.
for each entity.
Yes, okay. Shall we move, members?
All right. I'm not sure whether Honorable Nalmango is still on the floor or is legacy hand.
Oh, it's legacy.
Nalumango, please.
Okay. Then it's the summary roughly of the programs, how they did their work, all 9 programs. I don't know whether Chair you want me to stop at the end of program 9 and then allow members to make an input where they noted something for attention under the programs.
Okay, now just continue and then you stop there at program 9. Then I will check if members have inputs or additions.
Okay, I am in program 9.
Yeah, here at program 9. Okay. Members, we have went through all the programs. We are now at the last one, program 9. Is there any additions or inputs? Or we must move? I don't see any hand clank. We can
Okay.
move.
So then it's the entities, under the entities, Honorable Nalmango had already indicated that we just add the financials. Other than the financials, is there maybe any other input that members would like to make in this section?
Proceed, Ndandla. There's no hand.
Okay. And then I think this is where Honorable Manaka was, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes, Chair.
Okay, honorable
Yes.
members. Oh, Ndandla, can you go through these recommendations?
Well,
'Cause
this
they are
is
not
more
long.
on the observation side, basically how the deliberations unfolded in the committee as high level, because the inputs of members were condensed into making these points. They can either be written in as points like these bullets, or they can be written in paragraphs as narrative of the discussion. I think that is where Honorable Manaka was making the input or raising the discomfort. I'm not sure whether that was in the format in which it's written, or whether you feel some of this needs to be migrated to the minutes of the meeting. So maybe if Chair, if you allow me just a moment, Nyana, so that I can show how the minutes are drafted, so that we also avoid the duplication of reporting on both sides, both the minutes and the report.
Report. Okay, Ndandla, you can show that.
Okay. I'm not sure which one is showing now. Is it the draft minutes?
No, we are still on committee observation, the BRRR report.
Okay. Apologies, I'll disorganize the meeting a little bit so that we show how the things were captured, Chair. So this should be the minutes of the meeting. I just want to show here. For example, on this point here, the discussions on departmental report shows that the deliberations are contained in the draft BRRR of the committee. So then the BRRR then carries these discussions instead of being carried both on the report and on the minutes. I'm not sure if that answers the concern from Honorable Manaka, Chair.
Honorable Manaka.
Honorable Chairperson.
Yes. Did you capture Ndandla?
Yes,
Because
but it was breaking there and there.
Is it? Okay, Ndandla. She's showing us now how the minutes are being drafted. These are the minutes. Yes, yeah, I
Yeah.
just moved a bit from
Mm.
the BRRR report.
Mm.
He's now on minutes. So it
Okay.
shows here now discussions on the department report. The committee deliberations are contained in the draft committee budgetary review and recommendation report.
I'm covered, Honorable Chairperson. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sandra?
All right, Chair. We get. Oh, sorry. Draft
Go
BRRR.
back to BRRR, yes.
All right. So this is the discussions that the committee had to reflect both the input from the committee as well as the responses. Because sometimes you find that if it's just a summary of the committee's input, it may skew the actual responses and explanations that the department made to clarify some of the issues that the committee made. So under 6.1, I don't know if members have an input.
I don't see any hands. Members, do you have inputs that you will like to make under recommendations?
No, Chair, it's still on just the discussion, the gist of the
Oh.
discussions of the meeting. Recommendations are following after the discussions.
Oh, sorry. So yeah. Observations, I see. Yeah. I see. I think I jumped also because I'm using phone to peruse this report. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Under observations, honorable members, do you want to make any? Councillor, can you go through these observations?
Okay. You want me to start from the ages here?
Yeah.
All right. So this first point deals about the non-tabling of SAFCOL's annual report and the explanation that was provided that it's the delay in the sign-off by foreign subsidiaries. So I think this partly covers the point that was raised earlier on the concern that members made around whether it's providing enough clarity on the issues around SAFCOL. I think it was more that it was not discussed. So here in the discussion, it's unless, yeah, but anyway, this came up only during the discussion, this matter of non-tabling. And then the second part had to do with the confirmation that was sought by the member, whether the minister was actively involved in interaction with the AGSA. And then one aspect had to deal with the matters that or the actions that were taken just to get from the AG if their recommendations are being taken to heart, particularly around the management of waste, tire management. And then it was the response relating to the extent of implementation of corrective measures, part of that being investigations and as well as correcting matters or the root causes of irregular expenditures in the portfolio. And then it was, yeah, that is also linked to how the AG, the findings that were made around the procurement practices that the department has and what is being taken, actions that are being taken to correct that. And then it was a matter of consequence management that I think the committee raised several times. And then it was the issue of the cars that were irregularly disposed and what is being done to correct that. That is under 3.1. I mean 3.2. Then 3.3, Chair, it's when the committee was dealing with the department's presentation or the interactions thereof. Yeah, so some of the observations or some of the comments from the committee was basically to commend the achievements or the progress in implementation of the EPWP programs, because in the previous financial year they underperformed in that aspect. And then, yeah, it was then the matter of greening, the partnerships that the department had established with municipalities to achieve a bit better on the greening and cleaning. And then it was the issue around the mid-year review of targets that the committee raised, and the department responded to those ones. And it was the concern around the long-term allocation or long-term reissuing of the tender of working on fire to one company or one service provider. And then it was the matter relating to the financing of the the Fire Protection Association, particularly the allocations from the department, how they are now reviewing that and the steps that they are being taken now to find what happened to the monies, because on the grounds FPAs were not receiving monies while the department reports that funds were transferred to the umbrella association. And then it was the issue of the support to small-scale fishing cooperatives, as well as the issues relating to the risks posed by organized criminal syndicates that are targeting high-value fisheries resources. And then the department responded, which is captured under 6.4. Part of their response has to do with the irregular expenditure that has been carried over from 2016-17 financial year. But they also mentioned that the number of cases or identification that AG has found in their performance reports or audit reports, the cases are actually on the decrease, while they still have not cleared the backlog and the measures that they are taking to correct them. And then it was the explanation around the shortcomings in the mid-year review, how it complied with one part but did not comply with the other part as a result of their maybe oversight there, and that it's being addressed. And that is one of the reasons that they seem to have provided on the reduction of annual targets, which, yeah, it's also one of the concerns that are there, that the year on year, the number of targets of the department keep on decreasing. And those ones that are critical, they seem to be getting removed from annual plans. And their explanation is that they are medium to long-term targets, those ones which they mistakenly included in their annual report, in their annual plans. And then it's the issue around the filling of vacancies and government's position on curbing the cost associated with employment and the consolidation, how that affects the appointment or the vacancies that departments have. And then it's, yeah, I think it's around the greening program that they have in cleaning, which they provided even more explanation. And then it's the issue on the progress that they are making in waste tire management at the depot that are beyond capacity. to address those ones. And they provided elaborate response on the support to small-scale fishing cooperatives and the partnerships that the department is establishing with the NGOs and businesses and municipalities. Then it's the explanation that they provided on the depreciation of some of their assets that created an impression that there was an over expenditure. And then there was the issue, the explanation provided, to the FP regarding the funds to the FPA, and that they are seeking some legal opinion on that, possibly to see where the funds went, because there are no financial statements from the umbrella organization to account for how the funds were allocated and spent. And then it was the issue relating to the infrastructure support for cooperatives. And basically that was roughly it, including the acknowledgement of the challenge faced by organized criminal syndicates in the marine fishing sector, that the department is trying or is aware of, and still working around a long-term solution on that. So that was the engagement, including the AGSA, the department, and the responses. Chair, would you want me to go to Ismangaliso? But Ismangaliso, there was very little there because they ticked all the boxes. Clean audit achieved all their goals for the year. I think the only thing that was raised there was whether the achievement of the goals related to value and impact on the communities, that they responded to that. Actually they actually spent more time including explaining things that were not part of the question. Anyway, that was Ismangaliso. Then it was the weather service. The discussions from the committee was acknowledgement of the audit performance, and then it was around the stakeholder engagement and the assets, and then it was the infrastructure and the impairment of that was reported there, as well as reaching out to communities and sourcing funds to support the infrastructure upgrade plan. SOurce provided responses to those ones and what they are currently doing or trying to do. But it's others, they were more on the gradual upgrade of their infrastructure, as well as a potential for partnering with the department or piggybacking, as they call it, to department's outreach program, and other things that they are considering, such as sharing their messages through the GSM networks. And then how load shedding and limited financial resources is impacting on the achievement of some of their targets, and what is being done to improve the infrastructure, and then including the early warning system. That was roughly it from SOurce. Then on SANParks, the issues that were raised were particularly around the lack of compliance and consequence management, as informed by the repeat findings from the AG, and the slow progress in addressing the issues, because year on year there are those findings, and then the need for them to diversify their income sources. And then there was the issue around the the achievement or the lack or the slow progress towards achieving the employment of people living with disabilities, that 2%. And then it was around the rhino population assessment question, and as well as the fire there at the airport that the committee raised. And yeah, around the recruitment of conservation ambassadors, as well as females as part of the rangers. Those were roughly the gist of the questions that the committee raised, and SANParks provided responses to those questions. And the DG also added that they are also equally affected by the difficulty of reaching that 2% target of people living with disabilities. So, Chair, am I still in the meeting?
Yes, Nhlanhla.
Oh,
We are listening. Yeah, and I don't see any hand. I think we are proceeding well.
all right. Then it was Sanbi. Sanbi, there wasn't much input there, except for acknowledging the role that the botanical gardens are doing to encourage both the love of nature and the love of partners. And then it was on the Marine Living Resource Fund. These ones were largely captured under the Fisheries Management branch, because that is the time where they also did the presentation shortly after that. Chair, I think that is now leading us to the conclusion and recommendation section. Recommendations that are specifically for the committee to consider. Right. One, it's basically on the monitoring of the action plans to ensure that irregularities are addressed. And then it's the one recommendation that the committee will have to engage representatives from the maybe different organizations that are representing people living with disabilities to get a sense of their contribution to assisting government to meet the 2% target. And then it's the part of the committee reviewing its program to create a slot for SAFCOL to present its annual report once it's tabled in Parliament. And then, Chair, maybe on 7.1.
Let's pause here, Nhlanhla. I want to check with the members if they want to make any additions or inputs on recommendations. Let's just pause there before we proceed. Members, can I note hands if you want to make any additions or input with regards to the recommendations? Are we fine, members? Can we proceed? Am I audible, Nhlanhla?
It's also possible that it's only me and you who are in the meeting.
No, we hear you,
No,
Chairperson.
you are audible. We are listening.
Oh, okay. Honorable Peach, I see your hand.
Yeah, Chair, I'm just reading there, the committee should review its program and create space for SAFCOL. I wonder if we can maybe not, just in light of our discussion, that we had your inputs as well as Member Makasi's input. If we can maybe just clarify, what we want to do there. because it's not only to present the annual report, but yeah, I don't know what the wording should be, but perhaps we can just make it clearer that you know, that we're concerned about that situation. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Nhlanhla? The
Okay.
wording with regards to self-call issue?
Yeah, there are two things. One is actually directly to the minister around the concern or the displeasure that the committee has in relation to self-call not tabling on time. Then there's the part which is the recommendation of what the committee should do. On the what the committee should do, there are two things. One is to write to the minister and the board of self-call to get a confirmation or undertaking around the tabling of when they intend to table the report. That's one thing that I got. And then the other part, which has to do with the committee, basically it's just to await by, it's just that it becomes a little bit, maybe what can be done is to, the committee can replace this recommendation with that one of the follow-up letter to the minister and the board. Then knowing that once the tabling is done, then the committee will do this, unless members want both combined. In terms
Chair,
of recommendations.
I think
Honorable
perhaps,
Peach?
yes, Chair, perhaps we can put both in. I think that would most probably be the best solution. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, Nhlanhla. Let's
Okay, Chair.
just put the recommendation that we are going to write a letter to make a follow-up on the issue of self-call, and after that they will have to come to the committee and after tabling their report in Parliament, they will come to the portfolio committee and present their report. I think let's just combine that.
All right, Chair. Just scribbling something here. Right. Honorable Makasi's hand is up, Chair.
Oh, I'm sorry. Honorable Makasi?
Thank you, Chair. There was also an issue of the audit action plan, which was explained in the meeting by the department that they do have it. And I think it was based on the discrepancies that were found in the report of the AG around, I think it was the asset register issues. I'm not sure where it features. Maybe is it here or is it because I see the first point that it says that we recommend that the Office of the State Attorney must be consulted in order to provide details relating to the material irregularities identified by the AGSA. So I'm not sure where it is featured. Maybe it's somewhere in the report. In Nhlanhla can assist them of that because they said they are going to avail that report to the committee.
Yes, Chair. Yes, Chair. That is correct. The 7.1 is just dealing with areas to be actioned by the committee. Then there's the other part which deals with the areas to be actioned by the department, and then there's a part which deals with recommendations for areas to be actioned by SANParks. So I think it's captured somewhere in the either the department or the SANParks part that deals with the submission of the audit action plan.
All right, Chair. Then it means therefore that it also in some way must also reflect on us as well, making a follow-up, just like what we are raising with SAFCOL. Because if we're going to write it there that it should be done by the department and Tina, we don't have a follow-up mechanism, then we're going to lose along the process. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Makasi.
Chair,
That is noted. Yes, Nhlanhla.
one of the mechanisms that, but we can put it there, is that the committee should get a briefing on the progress of implementation of audit action plan when we deal with quarterly reports, so that it becomes a tracking mechanism that each time when they come for their quarterly performance report, they have to deal with that until the last quarter of the year.
Through you, Chair, I'm satisfied. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Okay, Honorable Makasi. Can we then proceed?
1 second, Chair.
Okay.
Invitation. Okay. All right. Then the next one is 7.2. The first part just deals with the minister ensuring that there's implementation of the corrective measures or the preventative measures to address the audit findings. And then it's the committee that needs to be provided with a list on the number of investigation cases, their stages, as well as the outcomes of those ones that are already included, already concluded. And then it's the update, a written response on the recovery, because they mentioned that some of these things is an ongoing legal process, but that does not stop them from updating the committee, because this is a direct response to the committee. And then it's this one, which is a little bit open on the ways to safeguard the livelihoods of the small-scale fishers from the identified risk posed by organized criminal syndicates. And then it was the details on the recommendation on the details where the committee is to be provided with a list of municipalities that were involved in the successful greening and cleaning projects. And then yeah, I think this is already covered, Honorable, that the department should ensure that its audit action plan is implemented to the latter to ensure that there's no room for any findings moving forward from the 24-25 audit outcome. The progress of the department that the department makes in this regard should be presented to the committee every quarter. So yeah, since it's compulsory for the committee to get quarterly briefings or briefings on quarterly progress, this is just to ensure that the department does not mistakenly forget to include it. And then it's the submission of their audit action plan. So that one is the presentation during quarterly meetings. And then this one is the submission of the audit action plan. So that next time the committee at least know what was planned to be achieved and the progress thereof. Chair, under the department, is there maybe any other input?
Members, I do not see any hand, Nhlanhla. You can proceed.
Okay. Then it's to recommendations to sand parks. Now this was to ensure that they have an inclusive and a consulted implementation plan to achieve their Vision 2040. And then it was the recommendation around correcting the repeat findings, in particular from the SCM investigations and HR issues. So those were the recommendations, Chair. And there were there's one set of deadline that the committee had set, which is to have specific written submissions submitted to the committee by the 29th of October. And then it's generally this other one forms part of the responses to all the committee's observations after the adoption in the House. So the time there after the adoption in the House, sometimes you have this response combined with a response from the Minister of Finance that the department provides. So this becomes more of the consolidated response, but these are the specific ones that the committee emphasized on. Chair, that is roughly the report of the committee for this 23-24 financial year.
Okay, thank you, Tansha. Honorable members, that's it. That is our draft report of the BRRR. I do not see any hands. I think honorable members have raised the issues or whatever inputs that they wanted to raise. They are comfortable. Can we then move for the adoption of the agenda, consideration and the adoption of the agenda, members? Can I note hands? Oh, sorry, of the report. I'm sorry.
Chairperson.
Yes.
Just one part. I'm not sure whether that was the resolution agreed to by the committee or it ended at the input stage. The parts that some of the aspects that Honorable Nalumango had proposed, particularly around the legislation that needed or to be considered, whether that will be forming part of this report in terms of being a resolution, or it's a resolution is saying that it will be considered for incorporation in the next BRRR. So, because I do understand there are some issues, there's some inputs that are going to be incorporated, for example, the financials, and the content is just that one of the legislation, which I'm not sure I understood well the final directive from the committee as to what is the position. Chair.
Yes, honorable members. Okay, I see Honorable Nalumango's microphone is on. Honorable Nalumango?
Thank you so much, Chair. I do have something. I will forward to Nhlanhla.
Okay, what do you have, Honorable Nalumango? You want it to be
on the legislative mandate of the Department of Fisheries and Forestry. Should I read it out? And then perhaps he can take out or see what does he want to add or take out, etc. and so on.
Okay.
Yeah, it reads as follows, Chair. The legal mandate and core business of the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment are to manage, protect, and conserve South Africa's environment and natural resources. The mandate is informed by Section 24 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996, which affords everyone the rights A, an environment that is not harmful to their health or well-being, and B, to have the environment protected for the benefit of present and future generations through reasonable legislative and other measures. To give effect to this constitutional environmental right and the need for sound environmental management and sustainable development, the DFFE has over a period of time developed a comprehensive environmental management legislative / regulatory framework. This regulatory framework comprises acts of parliament, in brackets, environmental laws, regulations, policies, norms, and standards, and other regulatory tools that are aimed at promoting sound environmental management practices in order to protect and conserve the environment for the benefit of current and future generations. Critical environmental management interventions by the DFFE include raising awareness on key environment issues and promoting a culture of environmental activism among ordinary citizens, building capacity within the sector, and establishing and strengthening national, regional, and global partnerships to address common environmental challenges. The framework within which the department fulfills its mandate is guided by a number of policies and legislation. The National Environment Management Act, 1998, Act 107 of 1998, the National Environmental Management Amendment Act, 2003, Act 46 of 2003, the National Environmental Management Amendment Act, Environmental Conservation Act, and the National Environmental Waste Act, 2008, and the Climate Change Act of 2024.
Honorable Nalumango.
Yes, Chair.
The question thereof by Nhlanhla was that you want this to be incorporated in this BRRR or in the next BRRR. That's what the question was.
I'll forward this for inclusion, Chair. Because we have the legislative mandate of the committee, but this just gives us a broad legislative mandate of the department under which our committee is falling.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I know that. I know that. So Nhlanhla, because remember we need to consider and adopt this report now. So if you say you're going to forward it now.
Yeah, I can forward to him, Chair, so that it can be. I've just.
Okay.
Chair?
Yes. I just want to check you. We have captured the what Honorable Nalumango has raised.
I'm gonna send him quick.
Can you switch off your mic, Honorable Nalumango? Can you switch off your mic?
Oh, sorry, Chair. I must get used to the phone operation.
Nhlanhla?
Chair?
I want to check with you if is it possible for you to incorporate it now?
Yes, it can be incorporated, Chair. It's essentially this part that he was referring to there, just that it's a little bit elaborate.
Okay. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah, I see if this one we have it now. Is there anything that you have missed? Because I think this you have just okay, I just want to go through.
Okay, just waiting for the input from Honorable Nalumango.
I send it on WhatsApp, Nhlanhla.
Okay.
I send it on WhatsApp.
All right. Maybe it's still going to the
it's a document, but I just send it on WhatsApp. It's a
All
word
right.
on a word, yeah.
All right, looks like it's taking its time. Oh, now I see. Honorable Mkhize submitted an apology at 9:25.
Okay.
Honorable Nalumango, I'm not sure what's happening. It's not yet here.
Okay, let me try and
Do you get 2 ticks from your side, or it's a single one?
Okay, I'm just trying.
Do you mind sharing it with me as well so that I can
Yeah,
also
let me
try
send it to you,
to-
Chair. Perhaps your things are faster than mine. My flu is not gone yet, eh?
So, Chair, other than that, Mankiba is also in the meeting, Chair.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Oh,
Chair.
welcome, Ma'am Kiba.
It shows there, Chair. It's gone to you.
Okay, Honorable Nalumango.
Okay. Okay, forward. There's two ticks here, 2 ticks there.
Okay,
Yeah.
found it now.
All right. You can just copy from there and.
You can mute Honorable Nalumango.
Okay, sure.
Landla, I see that it's quite not that long. It also have the acts that are included. Landla,
Chair?
did you receive?
Yes. All right. Is the suggestion that we replace this part? Because there are some similarities.
Yeah, there are some similarities.
Okay. All right. Chair, Ma'am Kiba's hand is up.
Ma'am Kiba?
Right, thank you very
I'm
much,
sorry, I did not see your
Chairperson.
hand.
Yes, thank you very much, Chairperson, and very good morning to all the honorable members. Chairperson, just from a procedural point of view, I would like to advise that what Nhlanhla has in this as a first paragraph of the report should remain, and also he can only add what the honorable member has submitted, just as an additional point. There is a certain way in which reports are written, especially BRR reports. So there's certain information that we might want to keep in this paragraph, and then maybe just additionally, immediately after this paragraph, we add what the honorable member has submitted to the committee. I just thought if there are a lot of similarities in Kanka, then we can see where and how we can share them or maybe delete them, but not to delete that first paragraph, but rather just add the information as it is presented by Honorable Nalumango, just for that purpose. And secondly, Chair, it will also be important that before the report is adopted, all additional information that was required or that was requested by members to be in this report, because the report will not be circulated or will not be serving before the committee again. From here, it will be published and also then directed or transferred to the National Assembly. So it will be important that all crucial information that that members would want to see in this report is actually reflected in the report that will be adopted as in now. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Mamukiba, you have assisted. I've also noted in that there's similarities. In actual fact, what you have written here, it's a summary of what Honorable Narumango has sent, if I can just check. But the only thing that is missing from this one is these acts that Honorable Narumango has written. I think the one is that says the framework within which the department fulfills its mandate is guided by a number of policies and legislation. Then if the meeting is comfortable, then you can just add those legislations or the acts that Honorable Nalumango have written. Noting what Mamukiba has said, that there is a particular way which the BRRR are written. This report is written, so I think we will be fine. Honorable Nalumango.
Yes, Chair. I think where there's similarities, we keep what Nhlanhla has. And then as I've stated on, if he wants to add some of the legislative things, then he can do so. You can just cut and paste from what I've submitted. But just to flag it as well, because there was a concern raised by Dr. Managa that, we would be submitting something, but they would not have seen it. And that is why, I drafted very quickly so that one is able to submit before the end of the meeting. Thank you, Chair.
Noted. Nhlanhla, are we then fine?
Yeah, I think it's just to for consistency in the submissions of these pieces of legislation. I'll just be adding those details, Chair.
Okay. That's it then. Can you lower your hand, Honorable Naluma? Because now it confuses me a bit. Yeah. Honorable members, here is our report. Nhlanhla, we have managed most to integrate those inputs that were made by members earlier.
Yes, Chair. I think others were there, just that they were in a different section before we got to those sections. Yes.
Okay. Okay then. Members, can I then see hands for consideration and adoption of the report? I see the hand of Honorable Khumalo. Ma'am Khumalo.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Chairperson,
Okay,
I'm
thank you.
proposing that as a committee we adopt
Thank you.
this report.
God bless you.
Sorry, DM.
Thank
sorry,
you,
sorry,
Deputy
Ma'am
Minister.
Khumalo.
Thank you
DM,
so much.
DM, can you?
Please.
DM, can you also mute your video, DM? Both and okay. Honorable Khumalo.
Chair, I'm proposing that we adopt this report with those additions made by members.
Okay. Just want to give to DM before, because maybe she wanted to raise something. I don't know now. It's like she just logged off the meeting, because I did not see earlier whether she was in a meeting or she was just joining the meeting now.
Chair,
Yes.
I suggest maybe you get Darren to locate her. I also heard that she was talking.
Yes, I think she was joining the meeting. Yeah, I think she was joining the meeting, but with the mic on and the video on. Yeah, Darren, can you just check with the DM? But UDM has tendered an apology, ne? If I'm not sure.
Chair?
But Nhlanhla?
Yeah, but I think the committee can still continue with
Yes,
finalizing
yes.
the report.
The report, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Were we not done with the tabling of the report, Nhlanhla? We were done, but we are now moving for the consideration and the adoption of the report.
I'm not sure whether
Makhanda.
Honorable Khumalo was moving, Chair.
Yeah, yes, yeah. But she just got disturbed by UDM. Honorable Khumalo.
Chairperson, I've
Honorable.
proposed that we adopt the report with those amendments made by members.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Khumalo. Honorable Nalumang, I see your hand.
Thank you so much, Chair. I would like to second the proposal by Honorable Khumalo. Thank you.
Okay, that's it, honorable members. The report is considered and adopted with the amendments that were made. Thank you. Can you just flight the agenda again so that I can see where we are? Nhlanhla, are you able to flight the agenda? Is Nhlanhla in the meeting? Or he got cut off?
Chair.
Oh, okay. Can you flight the agenda, Nhlanhla?
Right.
I want to see where we are.
Hey, it's agenda.
Whilst you are busy, Nhlanhla, Mam Kiba, I think when we were opening the meeting, you were not in the meeting. The issue of the secretary to the committee, we know that Chilega is still on sick leave. And members have raised their concerns with regards to the non-availability of someone who will be executing the responsibility of the secretary today. Remember, you promised that there won't be any challenges with regards to that. But we see that now Nhlanhla is doing the work of being the secretary and of being the content advisor and also of being the researcher. With the one of the research, I was going to update the members now after we're done with the report. But that was raised, and I do not want to let you go without you giving the members confidence from now on that there will be someone responsible whilst Chilega is still on sick leave. Mamukiba?
Thank you, Chairperson. Yes, I did make that undertaking, Chair. After Chilega informed me in advance that she will undergo a surgery, as a result, she will only be back by November, back to the committee. Immediately after that, Chair, I made an arrangement that we have a committee secretary from one of the committees in the cluster, which was Nkanyiso Mkhize, which I have tried to meet with you, Chair, in a management meeting to introduce him. He was an alternative support because he's also allocated to his own committee. Now, the second alternative support that I have provided is that of developing the executive secretary within your office so that she is able to take notes and assist Nhlanhla in the absence of Chilega. That I have successfully done when the oversight was undertaken. Remember, your executive secretary is office bound, so she's not supposed to be traveling wherever the committee is traveling. However, as an intervention from my side, I have then asked to develop her and then put her in that space. And I also went with the committee for oversight for the support and just to make sure that I monitor her so that she can assist Nhlanhla in the replacement of Ukileka. But because she is new in the space, chairperson, obviously Nhlanhla will end up having to do some of the activities, and that does not go unmonitored, chairperson. So my eye is on the committee, and I want to make sure that everything is done. But because Ntombo Dumo, as we have also highlighted to you, is also being developed to assist in the place of Kileka, as well as assisting Nhlanhla. But obviously, while doing that, there will be a slight, you will see that Nhlanhla is doing more what Kileka should have done, because Ntombo Dumo is also trying to find her feet. But it is my responsibility to make sure that whenever there is support required to this committee, it is provided. So going forward, Ntombo Dumo is still there. In this meeting, she's also arranged it, and but Nhlanhla will find himself juggling between a content advisor work as well as the committee secretary work. But that matter, chairperson, is being monitored very closely so that it cannot disadvantage the work of the committee. With regard to the researcher, the research unit reports outside of the committee section. So therefore, chairperson, if maybe I could give you a contact number to establish when this particular committee will have its researcher, because the appointment of Nhlanhla have been coming for a long time, and the research unit has been alerted for a long time that Nhlanhla is being recommended to become the content advisor. So therefore, the research unit should have had their acting person or their temporary researcher in the meantime, so that Nhlanhla does not find himself in this position. However, I want to apologize to the committee that this is the situation that the committee is finding itself, as well as Nhlanhla being overloaded with work, but it is something, Chair, that we will be working on going forward. Thank you very much, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Mama Kiba, with that explanation. I've just shared with you the report with regards to the researcher. I have conducted the research unit, and I spoke to Dr. Gabriel. He responded because I told him to respond in writing. He then responded. I have just shared the letter with you members in our portfolio committee group. I will also share with you, Mam Kiba. I don't think I have to read it, because I've just shared it now with the members. They were explaining the process of the researcher, but I have emphasized to them that this matter needs to be dealt with a matter of urgency, because we can't continue with not having a researcher. This is crippling our work as the portfolio committee. I've also indicated to the chair of chairs that this is the challenge that we're having as the committee. He also wrote a letter to the research unit, so they are going to move with speed with regards to this matter. Members, do you want to say something with regards to the issue of this secretariat and the research before we close the meeting? Honorable Nalumango, I'm not sure whether it's an old hand or it's a new hand.
No, Chair, it was just, I know Mam Giba you've explained and Mam Giba has come in. I think the emphasis should have been placed to Mam Giba that we don't, what we would like to see is that the reports that we are supposed to go through, that it comes through in time. And I think the concerns was raised around that we are receiving reports late, and perhaps the staff challenges is perhaps also contributing to us not receiving the reports in time. I know the staff challenges is there, but it should not hamper members from getting their reports in time, so that we also are able to go through the reports and make a meaningful contribution in our meeting. But also thank you, Chair, for the intervention that you have made in regards to the researcher. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Alumango. Ma'am Kiba, especially with this one, the report, the BRRR report, it's the one that we have received day before. Yeah, yes, we received midday yesterday. I think that's where the members have raised concerns. Moving forward, we need not to get those kind of challenges when it comes to reports. Members, I think we are now done with the report, and it was considered, and it has been adopted. Let me thank all of you for attending the meeting and also for your valuable inputs. And also let me thank the support staff that is with us. Ma'am Kiba, I will also call you on the side after we are done with the meeting, so that we can just tie up some other things. With those few words, honorable members, I know that you have also have to travel. There's a sitting today. Thank you very much. And there's a hand. Honorable Alma.
It's a legacy hand, Chair, sorry.
With those few words, honorable members, the meeting is adjourned, and thank you very much. Those who are traveling, travel safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. See you later.
Okay.
You.